Hey everybody, it's the Uneducation of a Nation, and I'm here to uneducate you. That's right, I want to take the Jew out of the education, folks. Listen, I'm going to show you the chart of how to spot hoaxes. This is the words that they use in all their hoaxes. The numbers, the colors, you understand? The sexual innuendo. I'm going to teach you all that, and this is going to be the example that I use. The O.J. Simpson trial, and I've done this video before many times, and I'm gonna have to do it again for people because people asked me to do the chart. So this is the chart of the hoax codes, okay? I've had it out for a whole year, and I've known about it for 20 years, and I'll explain it to you in a different video how I figured it out. But right now, this is what I'm gonna teach you, okay? Well, let me move it up a little bit first. See, the first word up there is Jesus, okay? Everything, these dudes who are doing this, and you know who they are, they're doing it to mock Jesus Christ, and not only that, to recreate. That's what they're doing. They recreate the crucifixion and the death of Jesus Christ in all their hoaxes. They love to kill Jesus Christ over and over again in all these hoaxes. Anyway, so anytime you see, of course, the word Jesus or Christ in the stories, it can even be like a Christopher or a Christine or the word crystal, as long as it has the word Christ in it somewhere, okay? And so those two are for Christ. You obviously know that. Then you have the king. The king, again, is the mockery of Jesus Christ because he is the king, the one and only king, okay? The rest are all frauds who think they are kings, but they are not. Okay, then you have the man and the son and the lamb. That is also in reference to Jesus Christ because he was all three. You understand? And now, who is the ram, the Sam, the ham? Okay, the ram, the Sam, and the ham is in reference. Okay, it's biblical names, but it's also another word for the devil. Just like the word Jack is another word for the devil. Okay, but I didn't put it up there. Okay, and this is the other word for the devil, which is Elohim, okay? Elohim is their god, Satan, okay? That's their real god, Satan, okay? And this is how they abbreviate all his, abbreviate Elohim. You understand? So whenever you see that shortened, that's what it would look like. Like, you remember the toy Elmo? That's what that is. Elmo is Elohim. You understand? And again, they abbreviate Satan in different ways, just like they do in Santa, like Santa Claus, right? You know that. That's Satan, Santa Claus, just mixed up the letters. And the reason I put the ATA, for you to understand the ATA, is, like, I'll give you an example. In the word, you remember the shooting hoax in Paris where the people were shot inside a club called the Bataclan? The Bataclan has the ATA in it because that's another abbreviation for Satan because the ATA is in Satan. You understand that? Okay, these are the ways they do it. I told you, it's not just a mockery of the Bible, but it's to throw in their god Satan. You understand? And then they use colors like the brown, the red, the gray. You remember Freddie Gray? And what's Freddie got? He's got the red. Do you understand that? Freddie has the red in it, and you got the gray. Okay, and then of course you know all about the orange. And what is the red really represent? To me, red is just the representation of blood, and brown is the representation of dying. You understand? Because like leaves, you know, when they're dying, the leaves on a tree, it turns brown. So it represents death. You understand? And also it represents, you know, the shithole for these dudes. You understand? Because they love the shitter. Those pieces of, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so now, then we got, anytime you see the same initials, you know what I'm saying? In the cops, the victims, the suspects, anybody, they have the same initials. It's a hoax story, okay? You will see that all the time in all those crisis actors, okay? And then, of course, excuse me, and then you have the sexual innuendos that they have in all their hoaxes, okay? You know what I'm talking about. You've been watching my videos. All the sexual innuendo. That's another way you know it's a hoax. And then here's a word that they use a lot is the lie, okay? You'll see it like in the word Charlie, you'll see the lie. You understand? Or the word Daniel has the lie at the end, but mixed in the letters. You understand? Because they don't just make it one way. They mix the letters up. This is the way they work. You have to understand their mind, okay? And then you have the CIA. And the CIA, of course, you know what the CIA is, but also CIA is in the word judicial, okay? And you know how much they love that judicial system, okay? Because they control it, you understand? And what else we got? We have the numbers. You can't, so let me pull it down that way you can see it. See the number? You have 33, EE equals 33, MM equals 33, and WW equals 33, okay? So if you see that a lot in the words that they use, you'll see that in the names. That's another hoax code, because the 33 is one of their hoax codes. And by the way, any number in increments of 11 is another way you can look at the hoax codes. Like if you see the 11, the 22, the 44, the 55, the 66, you understand what I'm saying, and so on. But the main one that they use is the 33, and they use that double E a lot and the double M, you understand? Anyway, so now I'm going to stop the video, and then I'm going to give you the example with the O.J. Simpson trial. Oh, I forgot to mention what these words. Again, let me backtrack. So the Ram, the Sam, the Ham, and the Ron are biblical names, and they're also names for the devil, okay? You understand that? And the Ark is for the Ark of the Covenant, or, you know, Noah's Ark. You understand? It's, again, biblical. And the den is the same thing. It's for the Garden of Eden, you understand? Or the den of iniquity. It's just biblical words that they use, okay? Do you understand that? Anyway, now I'm going to go back to the OJ. Okay, everybody, let's get started, okay? First of all, this was the O.J. Simpson trial. This was the biggest deal in the 90s, okay? And what was O.J. Simpson called? He was called Orange Juice Simpson, okay? But his real name was Orenthal, right? So you have the orange already, right? And then what else do you have? You have the Simpson. So you have the son, you understand? And then who did he kill? He killed a Ron Goldman. So you got the Ron and the man. I told you the Ron is right there. And then you have the man, you understand? And then who was his father? Fred Goldman. And what does Fred have? He's got the red. Okay, you see that in Fred. And then who did he kill besides Ron Goldman? He killed a Nicole Brown. And this is her sister, Denise Brown. So what do these women have? Okay, they have the Brown, which I told you about the Brown, like in Michael Brown. You remember that killing of a black kid by a policeman or something, Michael Brown? And that happened in Ferguson. You understand? And who killed him? A Darren Wilson, again with the son in the story. You understand? Okay, now let's get back to this again. So again, so far you've had the son, the red, and the man, and now the brown. And what does Nicole have? She has the ELO backwards for the Elohim. I told you about this one, right? Excuse me. And then you have Denise, who has the den in her name. I told you about the den was one of the words, right? And then what else does she have? She has the sin, but that's not part of the hoax words, but they use that. Biblical terms, I told you. Okay, but all you have to know is the den on her name. Okay, now what is Marcia Clark? She was the attorney. She was the big time attorney in this story. And she has the Ram in her name backwards. You see it. And she has the CIA. Okay, I told you about the CIA. And she has the Ark in Clark. You understand? And what does Mark Furman have? This guy was super important. He was the one who found the bloody glove. And he said the N word. You know what I'm talking about. So he has the Ram in his name, right? Backwards. And he has the Ark in Mark. I told you those are the words right there. And what does Furman have? He has a mixture of the Ram, the Ham, and the man in his name. Sorry. Man, it's hard to talk like this all the time. Anyway, so he has three mixtures of three things in that last name, Furman. That's why he was so important to the case. Then again, you had he was one of the people involved in this case too. Marcus Allen. He was kind of a friend of Nicole's, okay, or she slept with him, and OJ was mad at him or something. But anyway, he's got the Ram in his name right there. You understand? And Allen has the ELL backwards. You remember I told you about the ELL, and of course he has the Ram. And who is this dude? Christopher Darden. I mean, this dude, they made out him to look like the dumbest, most lamest idiot You understand? In the whole case. And why did they do that? Because it was the mockery of Christ. You understand that? I told you, he's got the Christ in his name. You understand? And what else does Darden have? He's got the Den in his name. You see it? Okay? And remember, he was driving a white Bronco? Okay, and what does the Bronco have in it? It's got the Ron. You see that? It's got the Ron in Bronco. And you know what else that, in reference to the Bronco? You remember the football team, the Denver Broncos, right? And where do they play? In Denver, right? So you got the Den in the Denver Bronco. It's not a coincidence, man. There is no way things like this can be a coincidence. And who is this dude? It's Johnny Cock Rand. So there's your sexual innuendo with the cock. You understand? I told you, this is what they do. And who is this clown? Kato Kaelin. He's got the same initials. I told you about the same initials. You understand? And where did O.J. Simpson live? He lived at Rockingham. You got the king in the ham in the name, man. Do you understand? They called him the Brentwood Butcher. And Brentwood's got the wood because those butt pluggers love the wood and the sexual innuendos. You understand? Hold on. Anyway, folks, I hope I got everything. Anyway, folks, like I said, I tried my best and hopefully you liked it.